What's up, everyone? DKRACK here. Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be reacting to a video by the channel Chilling Scares. It says 5 most disturbing Reddit post. Like always, guys, I'll have a link to the original video down below. Let's go. I've never really used Reddit, to be honest.
A Reddit account that's since been deleted made a post on the Let's Not Meet subreddit. r/Let's Not Meet is a subreddit where people share
very creepy
encounters they've
surveillance story.
The poster explains how he had just found the subreddit and wanted to post an experience of his own. He lived in Brisbane, Australia at the time. He recalls how his dad had just purchased Foxtel, which was cable TV in Australia. Only the TV in the lounge room could use the cable box, but the poster really wanted to use it in his room downstairs. He didn't want to buy a second cable box, so he instead opted to buy an AV transmitter, a much cheaper option. An AV transmitter was basically a two-part piece of hardware. One piece would connect to the cable box upstairs in the lounge room, and the other would connect to the TV back downstairs. It would then transmit a wireless signal. This would allow him to receive a video signal to his TV downstairs.
Okay.
The first image in the post shows the TV in the room on the dresser. The poster goes on to explain how he and his sister were the only ones home when he decided he wanted to try and set it up. He connected the AV transmitter to the cable box upstairs and to his TV downstairs, but it wasn't working. He tried changing the channel, switching around the cables. Nothing was working.
Not working. That's not good.
That's when he remembered that the cable box upstairs wasn't even plugged in, so obviously it wasn't gonna work.
Of course.
But the screen then started fuzzing in. After a while, a bedroom could be seen on the TV. Immediately, he pulled out his phone and took a picture. At first, he thought it was his bedroom, so he ran out. He went upstairs to tell his sister. They later went back down. The TV was still getting a signal, but they had no idea how.
What?
The AV receiver plugged in was somehow receiving a live feed. They were able to confirm that it wasn't the poster's bedroom, or any bedroom in the house.
Well, that's good at least.
Until their parents got home, and when they did, they told them about it. All of them went down to the TV. This time, there was a man in the bedroom. The poster took another picture. He then explained how his dad recognized the man as one of their neighbors. Somehow, the AV transmitter was receiving their neighbor's camera feed.
What?
None of them really knew what to do.
That is,
for a week, and they started feeling kind of weird having access to this.
Bizarre.
The poster went on to explain how their neighbors had been having renovations done to their house. Workers would be at the place pretty much all day. They again tried turning on the TV to fix the signal. It was still showing their neighbor's bedroom, but this time they saw their neighbor's plumber. Eventually, he went right up to the camera and looked directly down the lens. He started messing with it before putting it back.
The plumber spying on the neighbor.
Dad told their neighbor about the camera.
Yo.
They had no idea what he was talking about. He convinced them to let him go up to the room to try and find the camera. Hidden in the wall, he did find it. They immediately called the police. The poster didn't hear anything more for the next week.
That's freaking
they asked
weird.
Their neighbors whatever came of the situation. Apparently, the police camped out by the house each night and found that one car in particular would always park right next to it at the same time. A man inside would pull up his laptop, but not get out of the car. He would drive off before the sun came up.
Just watch the guy in his
The man
bed?
was discovered to be the plumber.
That's
planted the camera.
freaking weird. Why is he spying on him?
In a reply comment, the poster confirmed the man was arrested, but he doesn't mention what he all got charged with.
Probably evasion of privacy, I would think.
This post was a reply
to start
comment
with
in an Ask Reddit thread. The original question read, "What is the creepiest thing that has ever actually happened to you?" One of the top comments is a guy who recalls a set of disturbing experiences he had throughout his life. He says they're 100% true, and even shares a video he took as supporting evidence. He starts by sharing an experience he had when he was 8 years old. It was 11 p.m., and he was walking his dog with his mom out in his neighborhood, which was in Lansing, Michigan. He said it was quiet that night, but all of a sudden he could hear this whistling sound coming from a nearby swamp. His mom heard it too.
Whistling?
He said at first it sounded like a bird, but the whistle had a more human-like tone and wasn't really consistent, making him think it was a person. He remembers his mom looking very concerned and immediately changing directions back towards the house. That was the first experience. The second happened 2 years later. He was again taking his dog for a walk out late at night, but this time alone. He heard the whistling again, and immediately remembered how he felt the first time he heard it 2 years ago. He sprinted back to the house. Nothing would happen for years after that.
Years?
He was now 24 and had moved away from Michigan to South Dakota. For the 4th of July, he and his girlfriend decided to sit along the bank of the Missouri River at a somewhat popular spot to watch fireworks from a distance. Most of the other people had moved upriver to get a better view, leaving them pretty much alone. That's when he once again heard whistling.
The same whistling?
He had years ago
my
when
God.
He was a kid. This time he pulled out his phone and started recording. It picked up the whistling. He attached the recording to his reply comment.
That's freaking creepy. Where's the whistling coming from?
He questions his girlfriend, hoping that this time it was just her. But it wasn't her. The whistling continues, until eventually the two of them hear slight paddling out in the water.
There's someone out on a boat?
In the darkness, you can just barely make out a man in a canoe slowly paddling towards them.
Oh, hell no. That's creepy.
That's where the video ends.
That's creepy.
He did say that when the man got close enough to the shore, he stood up and yelled out, "Who are you?" To this, the man then simply turned around and started slowly paddling back towards the way he came without saying a word.
Yo.
That was the last time he ever heard the whistling. He still doesn't know what to make of it. To think somebody would have stalked him all those years from Michigan to South Dakota doesn't exactly seem the most likely.
It's almost like,
but it's still possible.
It's almost like paranormal.
He
like
basically ends the reply
something
with many
followed him to South Dakota.
Who was the guy in the canoe? And was it the same guy he heard whistling when he was a kid? What does the guy want from him? He doesn't know the answers to these questions, but he says that he still worries that he might sometime hear the whistling again.
I'd be paranoid every time I heard a whistle.
I wanted to take a minute to talk about this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Roommate Wanted, Female Only. This was the title of a Reddit post.
Okay, that's a little weird. Roommate wanted, but female only. Why does it have to be a female? If someone has money and they want to pay rent, and it's a man, what if it's a man? They're rejected? It has to be a woman? And $225 a month. $225 a month is very low. That's very low.
Uploaded almost 10 years ago now.
That's cheap.
It refers to the title of a Craigslist ad a girl named Amanda had seen while looking for a place to rent. The post consists of her detailed experience. Amanda was browsing
female
the internet when she came
only.
across the
What?
ad. The listing was for a room in a house for $225 a month.
That's just
pretty cheap for the area.
Yeah, that's cheap.
The occupant listed herself
anywhere.
as a 23-year-old college student who wasn't comfortable living with any males.
Oh man.
Amanda would get her own room and bathroom. The only thing was the Craigslist ad only had one picture. It was a picture of the outside of the house. There were no pictures of the inside.
Yeah, that's weird.
But still interested, Amanda sent an email to the occupant. In less than an hour, she got an email back with all the details and the time to stop by.
No.
The time said 8 p.m.
It's a setup.
It would have gotten dark.
It's a setup.
In the email, the
to get
occupant
kidnapped
said this was because she worked late. So that night at 8 p.m., Amanda arrived at the house. She walked up to the front door and was met by a handwritten note that said, "Door broken, use back door."
Oh, no, that's fishy.
She started walking around towards the back.
Are you dumb?
As she did, she noticed how unkempt the place looked.
It's abandoned, probably.
In dust, and the grass was way overgrown. She knocked on the back door. An older man opened it.
Oh.
At first, she thought she was at the wrong
no.
house. But the guy went on to explain how he was the landlord, and that the occupant asked him to show her around. The post described him as clearly in his 40s, unshaven, and a guy who looked like he lived in his car.
That's
A bit
no.
hesitant, Amanda stepped inside and allowed the man to give her a tour.
Amanda, what are you
Immediately, she noticed the place
doing?
had no furniture whatsoever.
What are you
There was only
doing?
one light on, the light in the kitchen.
I can't believe she went inside.
The
This
landlord would
is
answer questions,
fishy.
but was irritable to keeping lights on for too long. He rushed her around, only letting her look in rooms for a few seconds. They eventually got to one room that the landlord wouldn't open. He said it was the occupant's room and that she wouldn't want them to go in there.
She's probably a freaking serial
As they were heading
killer.
back to the living room, Amanda noticed a plank nailed across the front door. She tried to get out of there, thanking the owner for the tour and heading back towards the back door. That's when the man perked up and mentioned how he forgot to show her the basement. He explained how it was
No.
just recently furnished and would make for a great rec room. Standing between
No.
her and the back door.
The
It felt
basement?
like she had no other choice.
Hell.
He opened the basement door, saying, "Ladies first."
How
as he
the-
motioned her downstairs.
How the hell did Amanda
Just then,
escape
an unrelated
this?
car parked outside on the street. At the exact same time, Amanda received a text on her phone. She pretended it was a call and faked a conversation about her friend being outside waiting to pick her up. She quickly excused herself, leaving the back door and now full-on sprinting to her car.
Oh,
She got home, she
thank
called the cops.
God.
She tried going back to the Craigslist ad, but it was deleted. It turns out the house had been foreclosed over 6 months earlier. The property was completely abandoned.
Yo.
There was never any real occupant or any real room to rent. The room the man didn't want to show her on the tour turned out to be the room he lived in. But the worst part was the basement. Police found a piece of fishing line at shin level strewn across the stairs about halfway down. There was no furniture down there as the man had said. There was
What?
nothing but a pile of old blankets, a broom handle wrapped in leather
Oh,
belts,
that's
and a small box with
creepy.
rolls of duct tape.
Creepy.
The poster never mentioned if the man was caught or not.
Well, if he deleted the Reddit post, they probably
In
couldn't
2014,
figure out who it
Jenny,
was.
a single mother, would make a post on Reddit titled "Experience Using Sleep as Android App." Sleep as Android is an app that's supposed to help you improve your sleeping habits. It's basically a
Sleep
more advanced
as
alarm. It
Android.
will track your sleep cycles and wake you up at the most beneficial time.
Never heard of that.
One of the features of the app is that it records audio during the night. In the post, Jenny explains how she'd had the app for a few months. She would sometimes review the audio, but all she ever heard was herself coughing, moving around in bed, stuff like that. That was until one night, when at 2:04 a.m., the app caught something different. Jenny was
What?
going through the recordings to delete them when she found it. She posted the audio along with the Reddit post.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh,
What are you doing? Is she talking in her sleep?
that's right.
Clearly, a male voice can be heard responding to Jenny's sleep talking. She says, "What are you doing?" To which another voice quickly replies, "Nothing."
Wait, does she live alone?
Some clicking sounds then start up before the voice speaks again.
Does she live
Although
alone?
it's not clear what's said this time. The only two people in the room that night were Jenny and her 3-year-old.
Oh.
The voice that's talking sounds much deeper, something that neither Jenny or her 3-year-old could have replicated.
Ugh.
One Redditor took it so far as to test this. In a post titled, "The voice in the famous sleep app recording is not the woman talking to herself," he gives proof to prove his point. He basically goes into detail about how the human voice works, and that the pitch of the voice in the audio clip couldn't have been replicated by the woman. Her voice was just too high.
It was a
He
man?
even reached out to her and got further samples of her voice to confirm this. This led many to believe that she was the victim of a home invasion, and that someone was in the process of searching her bedroom for things to steal. But to this day, we still don't know. The man in the audio clip was never identified. The
What
original
the
poster has since moved to
hell?
a different house. In 2012, an Ask Reddit thread was posted with the title, "What is the creepiest true story someone has ever told you?" A comment that has since been deleted by the user recounts an experience her parents had told her, where they had unknowingly encountered the serial killer Ted Bundy on their first date.
Oh my
It was around the
god.
time in the day where the two would have said goodnight, when the male in the situation suggested they go for a midnight hike up Provo Canyon in Utah. He was familiar with the place and didn't want the date to end, so he figured it was a good idea. She agreed, So they drove up to the mouth of the canyon, got out, and started hiking with only the light provided by the moon.
Was he like burying a body,
The two
Ted
started
Bundy?
getting a bad feeling when they came up to a section of path under some trees, which had no access to light. The path was almost pitch black, but they continued on. As they kept walking, the man felt his foot hit something soft directly in the middle of the path. It was too dark to see anything. Instead of inspecting it, the both of them agreed to turn around and run back to the car. They soon forgot about it, until many years later, after being married for some time, when they were watching an interview with Ted Bundy around the time he had been captured. The interviewer asked him to describe the time that he felt the closest to being caught. Ted Bundy proceeded to explain the night that he lured a girl into Provo Canyon and took her life.
No!
He said that shortly after, he heard a couple walking up the trail.
Oh
and
my
died in the trees just before they would have been able to see him.
What are the
The
odds?
man then walked directly into the woman's body, but for some reason just turned around and walked away. That night, the poster's father had walked directly into a corpse without even realizing it.
Oh my
Serial killer Ted Bundy was only a few away
God.
from him, and he had no idea. That was where the reply comment ended.
Yo, that's crazy. The guy walked into a body, but it was dark out and he didn't even know. Guys, 5 most disturbing Reddit posts by the channel Chilling Scares. If you guys enjoy these scary reactions, please hit the like button. Share this reaction with a friend. Try to get my videos out there, get some more subscribers. I would appreciate it. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.